Hello, hello, and welcome to Healthy Life with Kimmi. For those of you who do not know, I'm Kimmi, and this is my channel where I talk about my healthy weight loss journey. It started almost 2 months ago, and I'm actually doing very well. I'm very excited, and I'm actually almost headed into the month 3. So let's get right into it. I have chosen Weight Watchers as my preferred method right now to lose my weight. Whatever you are doing, though, you are more than welcome here because we all are in the same struggle. If you're doing paleo, Jenny Craig, whatever, it doesn't matter. This channel is for you. We not only talk about weight loss, but we talk about some of the mental struggles that we go through having a weight problem. Quite frankly, everybody cannot relate to that. So I'm here to set the record straight, to share with you my journey. And again, I know there's some tips in here that can benefit you also. So I always get straight into it. I've lost 0.8 pounds. 0.8. And you know I did another video where every number count. And I'm proud of that 0.8. That brings me to a total of 13 pounds. 13. So I always like to tell you about my week, what went good, what went bad, etc., etc. So let's get right into it. So the week started off kind of tricky. I ended up at Chick-fil-A. So I went to Chick-fil-A, out running some errands, and I normally would have a coffee, the hash browns, the spicy chicken biscuit, which is all that breading and all that extra stuff, right? And in my coffee, I had like 3 or 4 creamers, the works. So because I'm doing Weight Watchers, I did put my points in prior to ordering. So I ended up ordering the bacon, egg, and cheese muffin. I had the coffee, and I did go ahead that day and had the hash browns. So when I put all my points in, yeah, it was a little higher than I wanted. My original plan was to go in there and order the grilled chicken white sandwich that they have for breakfast, which is a chicken patty and comes on a English muffin. That was my original plan, but the spirit was willing, but the flesh was weak. So I had the bacon, egg, and cheese muffin, which was still better than my normal choice, okay? So that's a win for me because, like I said, I made a different choice that day. I did. So any little thing you do, I'm considering in the win category. We always beating ourselves up. I ain't do this. I ain't do that, right? I'm sick of that. And I don't want that for you either. If you had a win, you had a win. Now, I'm getting ready to talk about some stuff. I'm going to sound kind of hypocritical in a moment because I had some rough patches this week. So I'm very honest and vocal with you, okay? So I'm about to sound kind of hypocritical in just a moment. But let me go into one more thing. So I had a little training seminar that I went to. I talked about this in my weekend update. I went to Kroger's, and I had to buy a few snacks for this weekend project that I was going to. And I was scanning stuff. So I scanned a Fanta pop or soda, whatever you prefer to call it. Just one of those little 100-calorie ones. It wasn't for me. It was really for my husband. Because I could do water really quick. No problem. I'm a big water drinker. So I could drink water. But he loves something like to chase down his food or whatever. So I was buying these Fanta drinks. And I bought the little 6-pack because I said I'd be doggone if I buy the big one, okay? Full cans, because he would sit around here and drink it, okay? And I ain't drinking none. I'm trying to save a brother's life too, okay? So all that being said, the Fanta pops or sodas had 8 points per 100 calorie. 8 points. I was like, I'm not drinking that. I can have a whole dinner for 8 points. So no go. So then I ended up buying some fig bars, which two fig bars was 5 points. So what I ended up doing was trying to buy something that was a little bit, semi, I guess we'll say sweet. It was better than the Snicker bar. That's what I always say. Whenever I had anything bad, I'm like, it was better than the Snicker bar. So anyway, I had counted out the fig bars that I was going to eat for the next day. I stuck with that. I had prepared some Ritz crackers with peanut butter. I got that little tip from a friend of mine. And they were only 3 points for the crackers. But I ended up not eating their Ritz crackers that day. I just passed on it. But let's go back to the Fig Newtons really quick. So when I ate the Fig Newtons, like I told you, I only had 2. Those things were so sweet. It's funny how your taste buds change. I mean, they were so doggone sweet. It was crazy. I ate both of them because that's who I am. I'm not the person going to eat one and say, oh, it's too sweet and put it back. I'm going to finish it. And I did. And like I said, but my taste buds, I realized how they are changing. And it was so sweet to me. And I just was like, oh my goodness. So Anyway, again, your taste buds will eventually change. So for me, that was about the sweetest thing I probably had, other than the Thai tea I talked about a couple weeks ago, in months. My sweet tooth is just not what it used to be. I mean, and I have a sweet tooth. My mama from the South, honey. So she put sugar in everything, like literally sugar in green beans, sugar in spaghetti, sugar in. So I don't cook like that, but when my mama did cook like that, I love my mama cooking with that sugar, honey, because that's what I knew. So my husband don't like sweet spaghetti. He was like, "What is this?" The first time he had it. But the ironic thing is, my mother was known for her spaghetti. That was one of her dishes, and that's because that little bit of sugar, people didn't never know what her secret ingredient was, but that's what it was. So anyway, let's get back to my story. So y'all know I did that weekend update where I went back and had that vegan wrap. So I had to come in here and tell you again today, just to reiterate why I think my weight loss was only 0.8. Why it was only 0.8 instead of a little bit more. Because I wasn't 100% strict with myself, but I didn't feel like I went totally off the rails either. So let's talk about that vegan wrap that I love so much. I went back again. If you didn't catch that video, go back and see my weekend update. I went back again. So I realized though later, I didn't count that wrap properly. I figured, oh, it's a spinach wrap. So I count 5 points for the wrap. The wrap probably was 10. It had couscous in it. When I put couscous in my app, Weight Watchers, it's 5 points. So also it had vegan bacon bits. That has points. It had mayonnaise, vegan mayonnaise, which has points. I didn't count any of that. The first time I ate that wrap. I didn't count any of it. And I think that's the week that I lost 0. I think that's the week I lost 0. I didn't count anything. So I'm not saying it's all because of that one wrap. I must have, been doing something else too. But I actually went into the negative, and I talked about this in that weekend update. I went in the negative with my Weight Watchers. So I get 28 points per day. Then I get a bonus 28 for the week. I used all of that. Once I started counting up everything I had eaten over that Saturday, I was in a negative. About 10 points. So I was like, imagine going negative in your bank account. That was the illustration I used. You get $58. Somebody said, you got $50 or 58 and you spend 68. That's a problem. And they're going to charge you a fee too. So what was my fee? My fee was my scale not moving the way I wanted it to. So there's always a penalty or a consequence for every decision we make. Okay. But let me get back to my story real quick, because you got to hear this part about the candy. So I told y'all I bought some candy to take to this event. So I was tearing up some orange slices and those little Swedish fish, like the little jellyfish. I ain't had that much sweet stuff in a minute, as I just said earlier. Do y'all know I had hallucinations? Yes, from candy. So the night we got home, we had some of the candy left because we didn't eat it all at the event. And I'm sitting here, it was like 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning. I couldn't sleep for whatever reason. I don't even know. And I remember the candy was downstairs. Oh, I did. I went down there and got that candy. And I'm cracking myself up because I was like, I'm throwing that candy out first thing in the morning. I'm throwing it out first thing in the morning. Y'all know I ain't throw that candy out. I didn't. I went down there and ate it. So I ate the candy. And at night, I had hallucinations. When I say hallucinations, I had dreams kind of crazy dreams, It's not the first time I've had that kind of dream. Like if I have, normally it's too much sugar. It could be caffeine. I just can't sleep, or I took too much melatonin, something like that. But I could not sleep. And it was the weirdest dreams I was having. And I knew it was the sugar. So I got up the next day. I called my sister. I talked to her. She was like, yeah, that could happen. And I Googled it. Y'all know I Google and YouTube everything. So yeah, too much sugar for real can cause hallucinations. So it was just like, oh my goodness. So a couple more things happened during the week, and I'm going to give you my good, bad takeaway and stuff. So again, I only had a 0.8 weight loss, but I'm at a total of 13. So I ain't even going to say only, because I could have went up 0.8 after all this stuff I'm telling you, right? It's amazing I lost anything. Okay, let's just be real. Now, then I had some friends come over. The same friend that I went to her house a few weeks ago. She cooked all that good food. Well, she cooked all that good food and brought it to my house. So we had a couple more friends come over. So my portions were a little bit larger than I normally would like. But again, my homie made macaroni and cheese. She made dressing or stuffing, whatever you want to call it. Okay, she had sweet potato cornbread. Okay, I never even heard nobody make sweet potato cornbread. This girl makes all kind of stuff, okay? So needless to say, I indulged. I had a little bit to drink alcohol that night. It was just a couple tastes. It was like the leftover they made for somebody else because I refused to have a whole glass. I just did. So when you think about it, all in all, so the last thing I did, I'm gonna tell y'all, I went to another event. These events are killing me. I'm telling you, I went to another event. The first day I was there, I did pretty good. But the next day I went, I had two desserts, which was yesterday. I had two desserts. One would have been good, but I ended up having two. So somebody had made a homemade like a cake with I don't know. I want to say it had a little fruit in it with a nice buttercream, and then somebody made a homemade pound cake. Mm. Your girl had some, okay? So what was so funny about that is the day before I refused to have any because they had like apple pie, but I knew it came from the store. Not that it wouldn't have been good, but I was just like, no, my weigh-in coming, guys. Thursday is such a motivator for me having to get here and tell you guys what happened. Y'all don't even understand what you all do for me to help me stay focused. Okay, y'all really do. So I was like, I'm not eating it. But then I gave in yesterday. Yesterday I had two pieces of dessert. But I didn't have any dinner, so probably all balanced out. And that's cool. And average weight loss, just to be clear, is only like if you're doing it healthy, normally healthy, is 1 to 2 pounds per week. So I'm still on a healthy rate. Now I want it to be a little bit more, and I know it can be if I go ahead and buckle down with some of these points. And like I had two pieces of dessert yesterday. I didn't need that. And in full disclosure, then I'm going to get to my wins and things that could have did differently or whatever. Full disclosure, I weighed myself on Tuesday. My normal weigh-in is on Thursday. Yep, I did. And I'm only telling you this because I don't have to tell you when I weigh in. I'm only committed, more or less, to my weekly weigh-in, which is Thursday. But since I've been doing this process, I've not weighed myself another day. I've only weighed on Thursdays. And whatever it is, I report it. But this week, I felt I did so bad that I couldn't wait till Thursday. I could not. I didn't even want to get on here and tell you guys, oh my God, I gained 4 pounds. Oh my God, I gained whatever. Because I just didn't know. You never know. The numbers don't lie. And I felt like I was kind of leaning back to some of my old ways. Kind of not straight willy-nilly because I tracked everything. That's one of my wins for the week. No matter what I ate, I still tracked it. But I just kind of felt that I see it, I want it, I'm going to have it. Not versus, I'm getting into my health and this is Healthy Life with Kimmi. And, no, it was a real week, y'all. It was a real week. And what's the crazier thing about it? When I'm out of my element, when I'm out of my home, it's not good for me. It's not good. When I'm not here in my house, it is hard for me. And I don't know how it is for you. And I have a lot of activities that I'm involved in. And a lot of it revolves around maybe some volunteer stuff, but then it ends up being food at these events that I go to, or clients or whatever. So that part is so hard for me. When I'm here though, at home, I'm very controlled. But so I have to work on that when I go out. And I've done a couple of videos about practicing and preparing and, thinking about what you're going to eat and all this and all that. But I got to walk the walk when it comes to that. And like I said, and it could have just been one of those weeks, y'all. It really could have been. But this week, like I said, I almost was going to say, you know what, I'm going to film on Friday. I felt so bad about what I thought was going to happen on the scale. I didn't even want to come on and share it. I was going to wait till Friday. And I thought to myself, Kim, your channel is about honesty. It's about clarity, being just open. Whatever it is. We passed that, oh, you got to look perfect. No, it ain't perfect. It's not. So my confession also, part of this is I weighed myself on Tuesday because I just did not want a huge disappointment on Thursday. So I will be going back to my weekly weigh-ins. If I do cheat and weigh another day, I'll let y'all know. But That's not my main thing is I like to do it on Thursdays because the scale really does influence me. But in this case, it helped me because I saw, oh, well, it's not what I thought it was. Okay, let's do it. It wasn't what I thought it was going to be. So when I saw point 0.8 this morning, hey, your girl did a dance. Because like I said, y'all saw all the different stuff that I ate and all the different stressors I had in my life over this week. Eating out, being away from my home-based environment is very hard for me. Now, let's talk about some of the wins really quick. This is a little longer video, so, I hope you're still with me. But some of my wins were I drank more water. I did my treadmill and my elliptical a little bit longer. I did like 15 minutes instead of 10. Some of the losses were I'm just going to be trying to get more in control. Because like I said earlier, I felt some of my old habits creeping back in. And I definitely don't want to do that. I've lost 13 pounds. 13, guys. Now, in the grand scheme of things, somebody else might be like, I lost that in a week doing keto, or I lost that in a week doing something extreme. More power to you. But I'm on a lifelong journey. And I can't go back. I can't. So it's going to be slow. And again, I'd rather slow and steady wins the race. I want to be the turtle or the hare at the end that I won. I did it. So I'm going to head out of here because I know this has been a little long. But click subscribe and share and all that good stuff. Until next time, this is Healthy Life with Kimmi. How are you doing on your journey? Let me know what happened with you this week. All right. Bye.